The most interesting aspect of Caufield's play is not his shot, as effective as it is. It's more the way he sets it up. Caufield does a few things very well. He reads puck movements, giving short passing support when needed, but he does his best work when he can move away from the puck. He circles outside the defensive box, which either stretches it, creating a lot of space, or has him separate from his coverage. He surveys the ice for a chance to jump inside the scoring area from behind the defense, and he times himself to get inside that scoring area at the same time as the pass. This is how he gets so many scoring chances. He makes it very hard for defenders to track him, they have to continuously turn their heads to follow his movements, and Caufield only gives them a second to act when he enters the slot to fire. On top of that, there's many more interesting details in his offensive game. Let's break them down. The first sequence is a perfect example of what Caufield does so well. The puck moves up to the blue line, almost out of grasp of his defenseman, so he glides up to be in a good defensive position. But his defenseman catches it, and Caufield buys him a bit of space with a screen. Then the puck is moved back down. Caufield doesn't rush to the slot. He lets the defense focus their attention on the puck, and as soon as his teammate is ready to make a pass, Caufield sneaks back down for a shot on net. Here, Caufield again moves in a defensive position to counter a breakout attempt. As soon as he sees his team regain possession, however, he jumps up to receive a pass. Caufield now has a lane to the net, but to get even closer to the goalie, he remains deceptive. His stick and body makes him a threat to pass, and the defenseman moves his own stick to counter it. This gives Caufield the space he needs to get in a better position and shoot by evading a poke check. The puck is about to change hands again, so Caufield circles back up the ice. This movement frees him from any checking attempt. He comes back down deceptively when there's a chance for a pass or a rebound. He misses again, but he moves the puck quickly where the space is in the offensive zone, and his rotation allows the far defenseman to come down for another chance. Caufield sneaks back down. From his far post position, he is both a threat to one-time across ice pass and be first on any puck rim behind the net. His quick puck movement and the strain it put on the defense by forcing them to consistently move allows Turcotte to be left unchecked at the post and score. Caufield starts the sequence by gaining the zone in a controlled way. Most would bounce the puck off the boards here. It's also what the defenseman expects. The puck is instead slid between his stick and skate as Caufield tricks him. The forward then supports the cycle and moves the puck away from traffic quickly. Then comes back down deceptively when it gets behind the net. This is a great way to win a race. Instead of going straight for the puck, Caufield gets in front of the opponent, blocking his access to it with his knee, and then moves it back to his defenseman. He stays in front of the opponent as they come down to the slot, and frees himself for a deflection. He follows it up by becoming a one-timer option at the far post, popping out from behind the net when there's a chance for a pass, and separating himself with quick feet. Next is a great display of Caufield's potential as a playmaker. Against back pressure, watch him hold on to the puck behind the goal line until his teammate frees himself and is ready for a pass that barely misses his stick. Caufield finishes his play by crashing the net at a 45-degree angle to try and get a rebound. This is another example of how Caufield wins races by getting in front of the opponent using his strength and great balance to win the puck. In this sequence, Caufield starts by battling on the boards. The puck springs loose to a teammate, and he jumps on a shot rebound. Here is why live viewings are often better. We don't know exactly what happened for Caufield to get a free lane to the net, but it probably has something to do with this tweet from Chris Peters, saying the forward is a bit of a nasty side. It would certainly explain why Lassie Thompson was left in pain on the boards. But it's really the rest of this sequence that is interesting, as Caufield once again looks to use the width and length of the offensive zone to stay away from defenders. He jumps back down when he sees there will be a switch in coverage, and times himself with a pass coming to the slot. Caufield uses the same scoring principles of the rush. He slows down and speeds up to stay in passing lanes or create them, making good use of forward crossovers for quick bursts of speed to separate from the defense. And his stick is always in a position that allows him to catch and shoot. His release point is often at the front of his body to minimize the time between the pass reception and shooting the puck on net. This way, he manages to shoot even surrounded by defenders. The last way Caufield scores is by preparing his shots very well. It starts with having a great awareness of what is available. Like in this first sequence where Caufield gets his head up and rushes the front of the net, seeing that the lane is open. Next, after swatting a bouncing puck out of danger, he circles back, which allows him to receive a pass and attack a defender with a speed difference. This defender crosses his feet, losing his balance for a second. Caufield uses the window to fake a shot. A slight move back of his stick is enough to send the defender into a blocking position. Caufield then cuts down slightly and beats the goalie with a precise release. Inside his move, the puck slid in perfect position for a forward to shoot it to the back of the net. Caufield also uses deception inside his release. His body doesn't tell where he will shoot, or misdirects the goalie into thinking he will fire somewhere else. Lastly, Caufield doesn't look at his target until the very last second. Caufield might be on the smaller side, but the way he creates scoring chances is highly translatable to the NHL. The best scorers anticipate defensive reactions. They move their feet, they recognize shooting chances, and time themselves with passes to avoid defenders. They also beat goalies by masking their release and getting the puck off their stick very quickly. Those are all abilities Caufield has displayed at the World Junior Summer Showcase, but also with the US development team in the past couple of years. Scoring goals comes down to being one step ahead of the play. It's a mental game in which Caufield excels.